Now geography. Let me focus now. Okay, what is geography is, I'm opening a syllabus for you. Opening a syllabus for you. What you should be doing. Rest of the things are not to be done apart from this. Geography is nothing but, geo means the earth. Geo means the earth. Graphy means the study. So what to study? So in the earth, the geography deals with the distribution of physical and human aspects okay. Geography is the study of the distribution of physical and human aspects on the earth's surface. This is the first definition of geography emerged. So geography is the study that deals with what? The distribution of physical and human aspects. Physical and the human. There are two words I put, guys. One is physical, second is called what? Human. So along with the word work, just keep on doing. There are two parts. One is a physical, second called. So geography is divided into two branches, two major branches. One called physical geography. One called physical geography. Second called human geography. Second called human geography. Okay. In the case of physical geography, there is no role, no function of humans, no interference by men would be there. No human interference is there. Such geography we call physical. Simple. Wherever there is no interference of man, man is not interfering at all, that geography we call physical. So that region which comes out without human interference are all are natural regions. Which regions? They are all are natural regions. So that physical geography deals with the study of which regions? Natural regions. Okay. Now next part is human geography. Human geography. So here is direct and indirect, both influences there. Direct and indirect influences of men or humans are there. When direct or indirect influences there and that branch developed of a geography called human geography. Influences of men. So by it is a natural region or human created regions. Naturally human created. Such regions we call cultural regions. So man-made regions are called what? So man-influenced region called which regions? Cultural regions. So actually geography is a study of two regions. One is naturally created, natural regions. Second is man-created region or society, culture-created regions called cultural regions. So in geography we only study two things. One is the cultural region, second is the natural regions. Now, let me move one by one in detail. If you understand this, you can link all. So, what is the physical geography include? What the physical geography or natural regions include? Written till here. What physical geography will include? You know, guys, physical means natural regions. So, okay, you are here in the nature what you can see or feel. You can say louder. Land, first part you can see is what? Land. Second part, air. Third part is water. Fourth part is life. Four are natural things, which is not human role. Human interference is not there to produce any life except human life. Okay? Human only produce humans, no other's life. That is, population become the part of human population. Is it? So now, land, air, water, and the life. Four aspects. So now let's move one by one. Please, along with my board work, most of the time I do board work, writing part. Land part, technically is, everything is happening called lithosphere. It's called what? Lithosphere. Land part is called lithosphere. Lithosphere. So even the branch that emerged called geomorphology. The branch that emerged is called what? Geomorphology. So the landform study, geomorphology. Geo means earth, morph means the form. Landforms. Here the landforms are being studied. And other. Now second part called air. Air, the blanket of air that surrounds the earth called what? Okay, that is called atmosphere. Or technically, the atmospheric conditions will create climate. Will create what called climate, and that branch today is called climatology. That branch emerged as what called climatology. Third aspect is the water. The water sphere of the earth called, louder, जोर से बोलो, hydrosphere. So maximum water is present in the oceans. Maximum water, around 97% of the water is present in the ocean. That's what this branch become, oceanography. Oceanography. Because 97% of the water is present in the ocean. That's what this branch become, oceanography, guys. Written? Now, all the three things, land, air and water, when all combined together, suppose land part, air part and water part, all is combining, air, land and water. When all three are combining, it produces what? Life. It produces the life. Try to understand. The combination of land, air and water will produce life, naturally produced. So the part of the life sphere is called what? Biosphere. So this part is called biosphere. Biosphere. So this branch in geography we call biogeography. 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 Now 4 branches are there. Land, air, water and the life. When you combine all, when studied together, you are understanding? So the relationship between all the 4 parts together, that become the environment. That become what called? Environment. And that branch become environmental geography. That become environmental geography. Only that talked about the relationship part. Relationship between all these aspects with the life. That is called as environmental geography. So that means we combined all land, air, water, life, all the 4, this become environment. Okay. So land, air, water is combined will have life, and the relationship all together called as environment. Now all these 5 aspects, geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography, and the fifth and the last part called environmental geography. All is called as physical geography, nothing else. Now the second aspects, where human direct or indirect influences exist, called human geography. So human geography, what are the areas should be covered, it should be focused on. So it's a cultural region, role direct or indirect. First role you think of, first part should be what? Human themselves. First part is the human themselves. So the study of human population and their characteristics and their behavior, all part we under the topic called demography. First branch is called. So the population studies, human population studies we call what? Demography. So it's talked about human population, the races, tribes, the population growth, population density, demographic divide, demographic dividend, demographic trap, all kind of issues, migration, all this comes with the topic called demography, people. Now come to the second. People is there, human, they have to settle somewhere. They have to live somewhere. They have to make their houses. So this branch of geography where they settle, that called as settlement geography. Called as which geography? Settlement. So people has the two choices. Either they live in villages or live in cities. Isn't it or not? So two branches of itself, rural versus urban geography. So these rural issues would be there, rural development to urbanization issues would be there. So it's a part of settlement geography. Third aspects, guys. Third aspect, people is there staying to sustain their livelihood. Look the logic and the reasoning here. To sustain their livelihood, they have to do some work. They have to do some work. All the work done by the humans is categorized as which one? Economic activity or economic geography. So this geography we call as what? Economic geography. So the work done at the rural areas, urban areas to sustain their livelihood. Okay, economics has been done. Economics is somewhat started, I hope. Okay, basic things, very basics. I am like use that first class of economics में पढ़ाते हैं, like taught also in the first class. In the textbook also you can read. So economic activities of humans are grouped into how many categories today? 4, 5, 3, how many? 5, correct. Technically divided into today is how many categories? 5 categories. First activity called primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary, and fifth is called quinary. Fifth is called quinary activities. 5 activities. But in geography we need only first 3. In geography we need how many activities? First 3. That is related to the geography. Okay. Now primary activities, secondary economic activities, and tertiary economic activities. These are 3 required in the geography. There are other is a part of this R&D and higher level of planning administration, quaternary and quinary wala work. So it is not geography. Okay, primary activities kya hote hain? Any idea to you? Which activity we call primary? Okay, logical word. Okay, right, everyone is correct. Okay, right. Here human directly work with the nature. Here human directly work with the nature. to sustain the things. Directly work with the nature. First, there are 4 activities only is primary. How many activities is primary? 4. First is agriculture. Okay, started with agriculture. Agriculture, forestry, fishing, and mining. These first 4 activities, all human related directly to the nature. So these 4 activities are primary activities. So extraction of iron ore or coal is a primary. Fishing, primary. Fish, all 4 topics is geography topic in detail. Distribution aspects. And agriculture in particular or mining is too much. All are there actually. Now, next is secondary activity. What do you do in the secondary activities? Okay, processing. Whatever the natural or material you have, you convert into other. So that means processing of the natural material happen. You process the material. So you cannot directly put into use. You can have to transform the natural product, raw materials into some finished product. So that exercise is called processing. You have to process or manufacturing. Processing, that industry we call what? Secondary. All these industries, you know, all the industries is a secondary activity. So geography contains all the industries. Around, you know, around 12 industries are important. From Indian point, how many industries are there? 12 industries, 12 industries. So that primary industries, secondary industries and tertiary industries, all the 3. So all are there. Now the tertiary activities are those activities that support primary as well as secondary. So tertiary is a service sector. That is offering what? Services. It is offering services to the already existing economic activity at the present, primary and the secondary. So tertiary means support. It support the other existing economics exercise. So kya hai wo? What does that include? Okay, transporting network, communication. Okay, right. In geography, human has, these are 2 kinds of infrastructure. Social infrastructure. One is a human infrastructure or social infrastructure. One, human social is same. Second is called physical infrastructure. Second is called what? Called? Service is nothing but a kind of infrastructure. Service is a kind of what called? Infrastructure. Infrastructure which is required here for its transport, communication. Generally we avoid, we always talk about transport. Next is power, electrical power. So only 2 topics we do in details here, power and transport. Power and transport. Okay, suppose why power, like electricity is there. Electricity, do human consume? Agriculture we consume, industrial product we consume, but electricity का आप consume करते हो, खाते हो क्या? It will give you health, nothing. It will help to support other functioning. That's why it is called a service or an infra. Okay, this is the economics. So it's a detailed things, both for prelims and mains is required in details. This part, very important. So this is smaller, but this is very important. Now, the last part is, okay, human is doing economic activities on the surface of the earth. When they are doing economic activities, some areas become more prosperous, some areas remain backward. In the process of economic development, some region become forward, some region remain backward. So as a result, new branch will come called developmental geography. Developmental geography. Few topics you guys required. few topics like project based. Okay, some government recent projects are there in the news, developmental projects that as a case studies, current affairs point topics may arise. Your topics will, developmental geography question will arise from where? Recent projects, current affairs point of view. Few topics. So we will see from topic by topic. So these are the aspects we study both for the world as well as for the India. Okay. Another definition for a geography comes from here onward. Written wise, लिख लिया आप लोगों ने? Written everyone? So we study all these aspects for both for India and the world. Now second definition is arising for geography today because of this opening of the syllabus in broad. It is new definition of geography is emerging, which is nothing but relationship between man and environment. New definition for geography. Okay, human aspect we understood as nothing but a man. Physical aspect is nothing but a, we call together called environment. Is it clear or not? Human aspect called man and physical aspect we call environment. Now the relationship between man and environment is called a geography today. So today new definition of geography emerged. Geography is nothing but it expresses the relationship between man and its environment. This is a new definition for geography. Man-environmental relationship. That branch that talked about, that studied deeply about man and environment relationship. That is, now let's see how it has been put. There are three ways of studying. There are three ways of studying man-environmental relationships. तीन तरीके हैं. First, guys who think that, okay, environment is influencing men. Their first thought is that who influence whom? First thought is environment influences the men. You try to understand. First thought is environment influences the man. So whatever the cultural region emerged, cultural behavior emerged, social cultural pattern emerged, or economic development level emerged is a byproduct of environment. So then who is determining whom? Environment is determining the men's activities, men's decision making. So this approach is called a deterministic viewpoint. This viewpoint is called deterministic viewpoint. This terminology people ask, what is a deterministic view? This viewpoint is called what? Deterministic viewpoint. Who influences whom? When environment influences the man, such deterministic viewpoint in geography we call environmental determinism. Environmental determinism. Please remember what is environmental determinism is. When in environment determine the complete human aspects on the earth, complete, then it is called environmental determinism. So how we look, how we grow the food, what kind of economic development we possess, what kind of behavior we took, what kind of decision we make for establishing anything. All locational aspects arise due to what? Environment. So this concept called environmental determinism. Is cleared हो गया word? This word is clear to everyone. What is environmental? So, kabhi it may be asked among that this line is there. Who influenced whom? What is viewpoint called? Environmental determinism. That's the important one. Second thought is opposite. Second thought is just opposite. There are critics of this thought. Nahi yaar, man is not so passive here. Here the man is active or passive? Man is considered as a passive agent. In a deterministic viewpoint, man is considered as a passive agent. It's not an active person. It's a receiving end, not giving back. Man is considered as a passive agent. Second viewpoint as a criticism of this emerged. So, I'm coming to that viewpoint. Second point. Ulta, rub and rewrite. Second part is who influences him? Man influences the environment. So man influences the arrows get reversed. Second way of studying this approach is man influences the environment. When man is influencing the environment, that means man is not an passive. So man become what? What kind of agent? Right. It's an active agent here. Man become an active agent. So that means human civilization, societies, culture has lot of possibilities. Lot of possibilities to do and enjoy in the environment. It's not like environment is determined. So there are so many possible options are there. Many possible options open for man. So because man is an active agent, many possible options open for the man. Society, cultures. So when many possible options open, so he can or a society's development or the patterns is determined by human themselves, not by the environment. So such kind of that post man has capacity and capability of changing, modifying the environment. Man has capacity and capability of changing and modifying the environment. And okay, this viewpoint where various possible options emerge for humans, this thought called what? Louder. This is an important term. All the terms are very important. This viewpoint, this opposite thought of deterministic view called Okay. So now audible, guys? Okay. So the idea is that when man influences the environment or man has act as an active agent and many possible options open for it, so as a result its capacity and capabilities increases or to modify their environment. So such kind of thinking or scholar viewpoint called as possibilistic viewpoint, possibilist or possibilistic viewpoint, possibilist or possibilistic viewpoint. Cleared? Now this thought is, this kind of entire approach is called possibilism. So those who possess possibilistic viewpoint and this kind of thinkers, this kind of literature called as what? Possibilism. First was determinism, environmental determinism. This is called what? Possibilism. Now, according to this, man can do anything. According to this viewpoint, man can do anything. That means man can grow rice in the Mars. Okay, you got this idea? Man can grow rice in the Mars and live, make colonies and stay properly. No problem arise. Okay? Man, example is Israel. In Israel is a desert, geography is not conducive. Try to understand, geography is not conducive to grow crops. Okay, but they are doing it. Second example is Japan. Second example is Japan. Japan is resource deficient. Mineral resources are absent. Even they are become the one of the richest nations on the earth because of their man or human resource. Because of the human resource they capitalize. They cleared or not? So this kind of thinking is what called possibilist. Like example is even called African countries, they have rich in resources. That's rich in resources, but they are not utilized. That's what they remain backward. So possibilistic thought, it is of options. It is possible option man has to choose, not the environment. So who is it? Who is choosing whom? Man is choosing, then such kind of thing is called possibilism. Now, it's a two extreme viewpoints, guys. One is called possibilist, second is called deterministic. Now, guys, there is a middle way of thinking. Yeah, suniye aap log. People, you are talking among yourself. Okay. The middle way is there that like, okay, man is also influences, environment is also influencing. Both are influencing. The middle way is called third viewpoint called stop and go determinism. Third viewpoint. Now coming to the third, consensus. Consensus on man-environment relationship. The consensus called as stop and go determinism. Stop and go determinism. It's a middle way between possibilism and environmental determinism. What is the middle way, middle path, middle thinking? So middle way between environmental determinism and possibilism is called stop and go determinism. Stop and go determinism. Middle. Now, how does middle way arise? Try to get the definition correct. Stop and go determinism is like a traffic signal, guys. Like a traffic signal. Stop and go determinism is like a which signal? Traffic signal. Suppose in a traffic signal, red light is there. That means now it's the limit of environment. It is a limit of what called environment. If human capacity and capability is going beyond that, that may produce problems. Suppose stop light is there in the signals. Whenever red light is there, everyone has to stop their vehicles. Okay, and wait for which light to come? Green light. When green light comes, start going. No problem. Now the people stop whenever the environment check you. Just people restrict their capacities and capabilities. Second, if there is an opportunity, environment is offering, so it's like a green light. It's like a which light? Green light, you should go forward. You keep on moving. Now, in spite people is like that. You know, police wala, if green light, no one is observing is Indian psychology. Okay, let's we take a left and pass the signal without observing that what will be the repercussion on us. Isn't it or not? Okay, what do you have to do in that case? Suppose if you disobey the law of traffic signal that you do not stop at the red signal, red light signal, you do not stop. Signal was to stop, but your will that human think that as you are capable, you are capacity, you have power to transform and move forward. You take a risk. You have taken a what call risk and cross the signal line. What do you have to do in that case? Only one, environment put penalty. In the traffic signals take, or the people traffic signal, you have to pay the fine in that case. You have to pay the fine. If you do not stop at the red light, you have to pay the fine. In the environment case also. In the environment case also, human capacities and capabilities crosses this point where when environment is checking. Please do not do it. If when done, human do that exercise, in the finally people has to pay the fine. इसीलिए देखिए pollution is happening, climate change is happening, biodiversity losses are happening. All environmental crisis is a byproduct of we didn't stop at the red light. So nowadays हम लोग एक टैक्स देखना पड़ता है. We have to pay. Societies are nowadays to pay the tax. Remember carbon tax, environmental tax. Isn't it? Whatever the petrol, diesel, kerosene you buy, you have to pay to the government in the form of taxes, environmental taxes, carbon taxes, and so on. Pollution tax. If you buy a vehicle, you have to give that taxation on the road. Isn't it or not? So that means you have to pay the fine. If you do not pay the fine, you cannot move forward. That is 101% sure. So go means when environment is giving option, you go. So this is the middle part. So it's like a traffic signals, rules and regulation. Like a traffic signals, rules and regulation. You understood? So this approach is called what? Another way. One is called stop and go determinism. This thinking is also called as probabilism. Also called as which? So three isms we talked about here. One is environmental determinism, second is called possibilism, and the third is called probabilism. The middle path called probabilism. Probability is that. So you can be catched or may not be catched. Probabilism. So you have to judge. In the prelims, three terms might be given. You have to choose very good. They will give you example. Carbon tax has been launched, so it come under which viewpoint? So it is come under which viewpoint? Stop and go determinism. You understood or not? So it becomes difficult for the people to judge which tax come under which here. Is it clear? Okay. Now the climate change talks are happening, debates are happening, or any mitigation strategies we are adopting, government level. So it's come under again stop and go determinism. Get this points clear? So you get the examples all kind of. 1, 2 examples write down, carbon tax or etc. etc.